Well, the wait is finally over for the ESET Cup Series competitors. They are finally back on track, and the coronavirus pandemic affecting the calendar for the 2020 season, meaning only round one being held now at the GROBNIK circuit near Riga. Well, as you can see, the plan is to do 4 events this year. After Croatia, the series will visit Slovakia in August, the Czech Republic in September, and we'll have a season finale in Hungary in late October. Well, here at the GROBNIK circuit, we've had good weather. Rain on Friday, though, during some of the testing, but on Saturday and Sunday, sunny and warm. The event, unfortunately, had to be closed for spectators, as is so often the way now with coronavirus. And there were some safety measures in place just to make sure all the participants were safe during the weekend. Drivers from GT, Formula Cars, TCR, Clio, and the Twingo Cups were ready for some fast action. The circuit near Riga is 4,168 meters long. So let's go down and see what happened in the races. Well, in the GT race, GT2 motorsport driver Libor Milota from the Czech Republic was on pole position for the first of their races held on Saturday. Alongside him was the Slovakian ace Miro Konopka in his Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Well, at the start, Milota started well in his Mercedes AMG GT3 and held the lead into the first corner. Konopka, however, lost his second place to Daniel Skalicki. The Czech Republic Duck Racing versus ACR in the Audi R8 LMS Ultra GT3. Well, for Milota, race 1 was a walk in the park as he created a huge gap and took the win by almost 19 seconds.
Our team, because we have very good setup into my car, and this is a very nice place for race. I like GROBNIK, and I like these people, and I like this country.
It's normal because I have older car of the generation, and I know from start it's not possible to be first. So control just second place and fight with Miro Konopka in Lambo Huracan. It's all.
On Sunday afternoon, it was even hotter, so the drivers didn't have it easy, that's to say the very least. Milota was on pole again in his Mercedes, and he took the lead straight away. Konopka in the Lamborghini had a much better start this time, and he was in second in front of Skalicki in the Audi heading into turn 1. Milota much faster than the other drivers, another huge advantage for him. Fastest lap, more than a second faster than his rivals, but there was an intense battle going on between Konopka and Skalicki for second place. Well, Boris Kalma from Hungary had a nasty crash. This ended his race. Big impact with the barriers. Luckily, the driver okay. Out front, though, no worries for Milota. He comfortably won the second race of the weekend.
This race is very light for our team, because we have very fast car, and we have very good setup for our car, and this is very good for our team.
Yes, very successful, very nice. I like GROBNIK. I was here before 25 years, first time, and for me it's my history. I'm running now prototypes, but that's not competition for it. I bring my Lamborghini Super Trofeo, very nice race, good weather. It's bad that it's not spectators, but that's COVID is problem in all Europe, also in here, also Slovakia. But I am very satisfied. Very nice weekend.
Well, it was only 7 cars on the grid for this Formula race. On pole position, Paolo GROBNIK in his Dallara F318. The Italian driver competing with the Serbian license took the lead right from the start and began to build on his advantage around this GROBNIK circuit. Knows it well. He's been the lap record holder now for many years. Well, his mission was to break the record again. Now on to the TCR race. 18 cars on the grid for this one, and on pole position it was Serbian racing star Dusan Borkovic in his Hyundai i30. We also saw Matej Konopka on the front row. And as they lined up and headed down to the first corner, it was Borkovic who took the lead, and his compatriot Vesnic with another good start, jumping into second place in front of Konopka. Borkovic, former European and WTCC driver, a clear favourite for this race, and he well and truly delivered on that billing as well. We lost 2 cars early on in the race. That brought out the safety car period. Jablonski and Kismarty Lechner. After the restart, it was Borkovic again who created a decent gap in front of his rivals, taking the race 1 win. And that was ahead of Vesnic and Konopka, rounding out the podium.
Ja sam znao da ako startujem prvi da neće biti velikih problema, a I da
Well, I knew that I won't have big problems as long as I take the lead from the start. If I hadn't, I would have fought, because I'm battling on the track. In any case, I'm happy with the victory. The organization's great, and I'd like to thank my Mira team. The car was really good, and together we did a good job. Also, thanks to my family, my country, and to everyone that supports me. Now, for the second TCR race of the weekend, Borkovic and Konopka again on the front row, this time ahead of Vesnic and Bence, lining up just behind. When the lights went green again, it was Borkovic who took the lead. Vesnic, once again, a fast starter, taking second place in front of Konopka as they headed down to turn 1. Bence had a poor start from the front row, losing a few positions. And it was Galas and Macedonian Stefanovski up to 5th place. First lap saw an incident involving Kismarty Lechner and Milovanic. Serbian off circuit. Did continue, but struggling to get back into the top 10. Borkovic pulled away out front again. Konopka this time trying to put second place Vesnic under pressure. And further back, it was a spin for Kolakovski. Well, no problems whatsoever for Borkovic, as he did in race 1, dominating this race. Vesnic second across the line, ahead of Konopka in 3rd. Well, time to hear from race winner. A dominant weekend for Dusan Borkovic.
Ova druga trka je
Well, the second race a little bit
fizičkog
harder
aspekta možda bila malčice
from a
teža
physical
s
point
obzirom
of
da
view,
eto nismo
because
imali
this time
safety
we
car.
didn't have the safety
Malo
car.
je
It's a
bilo
bit
i
warmer.
toplije, tako da
Inside the
zaista
car it was
ovdje
intense and the
je bilo
temperature
vrlo napeto,
was
temperatura je
really
bila
high.
ogromna
I
I
was looking out for the tires,
gledao sam
as
da
I did in the
očuvam gumu isto
first
kao i
race,
prvu
and
trku
I tried to make everything
I
as
to je bilo to. Gledao
easy as
sam da meni auto
possible
bude
for
lakše
me
s obzirom da
despite the
je
hot conditions.
temperatura bila
And
zaista
now I have to prepare
nenormalna.
myself
Sad
for the
ostaje samo da se
Slovakia ring and try
pripremim
and
dobro I za
win the races
taj Slovakia
there
ring
as
I
well.
da pobedimo do kraja sve trke.
Trka je bila stvarno jako
Well, the race
teška
was
za
really
mene.
difficult for me. I was under pressure from Konopka.
Pritisak od Konopke.
I started from third position and managed to take second right away. I have to say I didn't expect this race to be so good for me, so I am delighted. My goal was to finish somewhere around 4th or 5th place, but I was working hard, fighting. It was really hot in the car, but now we'll have time to rest before Slovakia.
Bilo je pa kleno, visoka temperatura u kolima, ali imamo vremena da odmorimo do Slovačke.
Borkovic, Vesnic and Konopka on the podium. For the 1 hour endurance race, Libor Milota, our double winner from the GT races, joined forces with his compatriot Sergei Pavlovich. Miro Konopka was driving alone in his Lamborghini, as did Daniel Skelitsky in his Audi R8. And we also had some of the TCR cars joining the GTs on the starting grid. It was Pavlovich who took the first stint in the Mercedes, grabbing the lead from the start. He managed to create a nice margin between himself and the second place Miro Konopka, who in turn was under huge pressure from Skelitsky for the majority of the race. Soon the leaders lapped the slower cars, and it was a challenge for Konopka and Skelitsky as they continued their battle. Well, at the halfway point of the race, Pavlovich pitted and handed the car to Libor Milota, who even stepped up the pace even more, I should say, setting a fastest lap en route. Skelitsky pushed hard but could not beat the Lambo of Konopka, and unfortunately for the Czech driver, he had some problems in the last 10 minutes of the race. He had to pit for the second time and lost his third position to Kojdepola in the Porsche 911. Pavlovich and Milota comfortable winners, and Konopka the only driver on the same lap. Well, there is the checkered flag for the winners. A dominant weekend.
And I had new colleague for my race car, and this is very, very good people, and this is very good and very fast raceman, Sergei Pavlovich, and this is very, very good stories for us, and we are very happy.
Milota and Pavlovich taking the top step of the podium. And during the weekend at this GROBNIK circuit, we saw Thomas Becker from the Czech Republic winning both races in the Clio Cup, the Renault Clio Cup, in pretty convincing manner. In the first race, Pavel Wismix from Poland taking second place, while on Sunday it was the runner-up Mark Marimor from Slovenia. All in all, it was an interesting weekend from GROBNIK in Croatia. The return of the racing, of course, great news. And we're looking forward to the next event at the Slovakia Ring on the 22nd and 23rd of August. We'll see you then.